Are we doing it live? Is it going? Well, I'm back, and I never left. We got Big Bear in the back. We gotta make this even bigger. There we go, we're live.
The devil is such a gambler. And when mockery works with laughter, the devil hates authentic laughter. That's why the laughter of a child is so beautiful. It's so godly.
Very cringe.
And when you can mock the devil, when you see the lunar lantern now, and you just laugh, the devil runs. Mock the devil. Yeah, it's like, but it has to be authentic. It can't be posturing. It can't be fake. It can't be like, you don't scare me. I laugh at you. It can't be like ankle biting stuff. It has to be true. Like if you can truly, like let's watch not this masterpiece. More watch the devil. Yes. Exactly so cool. Yes. When you genuinely can see the lunar lander now for what it is, and genuinely laugh, evil flees. I highly recommend reading the Screwtape Letters by C.S. Lewis. It's a comedy. You know, I don't know, it was definitely intended to be pretty funny. But it's two demons writing back and forth about how to get souls. And it's such a cool way of framing it and to understand how evil operates. And, because when you understand evil, you can fight it better. It's more like, I caught you, you bear. Yeah, it's like, magicians hate the truth. Magicians hate enlightenment. Magicians hate an audience with a higher mind. With some people call it an open pineal gland, enlightenment, faith. Because once you see what they're doing, they're pathetic. They're just grown-ups LARPing. Like once you understand how tricks work, that like David Blaine was never in the ice, and you're like, ah. Like, yeah. Or like when you find out that they use twins a lot. That's why a lot of these magician-type people use twins. Even NASA is obsessed with twins. Because it allows them to do more in-depth trickery. And so let's watch Mountain Bear's new video. And when you really understand it, because this isn't like a normal comedy that Mountain Bear does. It isn't like, this is heavy. It's Moonlight Sonata. Beethoven was based. Beethoven was a tormented man by the truth. But when you see how pathetic it is now, you can laugh at it. And the devil is so arrogant and so ego-driven and so false and so full of envy. You know, the Muslims call the devil the envious one. And pride and all that, like all those deadly sins he is. And so when he's mocked, he spirals and runs. But it has to be genuine. Alright, so let's watch this. And then we'll talk about who butters your bread. Oh, and bear in mind, the first scientist saying the moon is plasma, it could be, I don't know what that means. You know, some people, it's just another idea that was squashed at the time. That's why it's important. But I have no idea what that even means. I know what it's not. I know that it's a perfect circle with perfect luminescence, like the lumens from the edge to the center show that it's not a sphere. And it's the perfect circles of the craters show that that wasn't made by falling debris because they would come at angles. And it's only one side. And I get all that. I go with it's a lesser light. That's one of the things about faith is I just say, well, God wanted us to have a moon, and according to the Bible, it's a lesser light. And I like being intrigued, and I like trying to figure it out. But at the same time, it's like, I know my limits. I know that if someone just says plasma, my first instinct isn't to just be like, oh, it's plasma. Because that's something else, and I need to fill that void. I'm comfortable being apart from it and being like, that's interesting, pour a little gravy on that, but I don't know if it's plasma. But it's the importance of that interview is there was an entire scientific community that was saying that no one could land on the moon, and they were all silenced. So when people say, well, why don't any scientists whistleblowers? The whole structure is based around this stuff. Whistleblowers, these people are actively pursuing careers that are lives. You don't get tenure or a PhD unless you've shown. My dad's a tenured PhD professor. It's like, I know the process. You get to a point when you are owned. And if they think for a second that you're the type that is pursuing truth over your own material advancements or ego advancements, you don't get to become a scientist. All right, watch this. This is amazing.
You got a hangnail.
Now, one thing, you have a theory about the moon, and we expect to be able to get observable facts about the moon fairly soon. What is your theory?
Well, it is by now rather more than a theory. 10 or 11 years ago, I stated to various scientists that the moon is not a piece of rock, but it is plasma.
Oh,
Plasma,
that's salt on my
cosmic
shoe.
plasma.
Oh, it's not on my shoe.
And that this fact will eventually be confirmed. I made certain predictions which were already confirmed in 1958, and the situation now is coming close to a complete confirmation.
The Americans and Russians are thinking of landing men on it.
Well, that will never happen. Not on the moon.
Alright, now
Plasma.
really, really enjoy the song. Because this is the full 6-minute Moonlight Sonata.
My God.
It's such a beautiful song.
I don't want to
and
listen
you
to
can
6
feel
minutes of his
Beethoven
nonsense.
was a trooper. He knew what NASA was up to. I'm dead serious. Before NASA existed, Beethoven was onto it. Because I really do believe that time is much stranger than we believe it is. I don't think NASA
He's
knew what.
literally
I don't
losing his
think
mind.
Beethoven was like knew who Don Pettit was and whatnot. It's the same thing though. This sounds very hard to explain, but like I really believe, based on the song, that Beethoven knew what NASA was up to before NASA even existed. I really think that time is not what we think it is. Time is really, 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 really interesting to me. And it's very elusive, but it's as if Beethoven was right here with us, going through this process. Alright.
Beethoven was a
Enjoy
flat
the song.
earther.
And the gravy.
There was a German guy who explained that to me. Oh. Shit's fake. That shit's fake. What up, she? What's up, Socrates? Whoa. Ultimate Eagle Ultimate TV coming in hot. Socrates, look at this. Check this out. It's the merchant meme. Oy vey, the goyim know. Oh man, yeah, I need to do that. That'd be crazy. Here's the one I made. What's the first one? This is Yarmulke. Hopefully you can see it. There, yeah.
Name one other time that the greatest moment in human history was deleted to save tapes by an organization that gets $24 billion a year.
So where is this hard evidence?
I haven't seen anything that indicates the telemetry data is even in existence, and as I said, even if we had it, we don't have the machines to play it back.
Right, we've been unable to track it down. I mean, we don't know where this telemetry data ended up, and we don't know what path it may have taken. So, unfortunately, I'm afraid I can't really give you much of a clue as to where this data ended up.
We went there and no country followed. We didn't set
Socrates. Remember Joe Rogan on Opie and Anthony owning the NASA scientists?
The technology, we lost the technology, and it's too painful to recreate. That was one of the most senior astronauts who said that.
I can go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
The moon rocks
Pete-
contain trace
Pete
elements
Ard
that only exist on Earth.
Made a merchant piece. I gotta watch that.
Gave Howland a piece of wood. And there is no chance you can broadcast live television from that distance with that amount of power now, let alone in the late 60s. It's all bullshit.
Hope that don't fall.
That was incredible. And that's the thing about Mountain Bear, where it's like, I think some
They're all
people are
faggots now.
really
Yep,
good
I agree,
at
dude.
making people
I never
laugh
listened to
and
ONA when it was
also
around,
just
but
tuned in
I listened to the
truth. And now that we've all been on
the
this
Opie,
journey
the
together,
Patrice O'Neill
how
highlights.
absurd does it look now? Like you see the astronauts on strings, the lies, the lander, every element of it is like, what? And these lies, it's very similar to me, and one of the reasons I'm so passionate about this, that even after my channel got demonetized and everything, I still would do 3-hour streams, and people didn't understand why. It's like, it's almost like being around an addict, you know, like a heroin addict, where you're like,
Dude,
just
I do
stop
12-hour
doing it,
streams,
you're
and my
fine.
channel was never monetized.
And it's like, they can't. But and they don't see it at first. Like some of them make excuses and it's like, it's these lies are like, they're worse than heroin addiction. They're
Yeah,
worse than some of these other
I know I miss Patrice.
because it'll,
His girlfriend is a
one of the
fucking
reasons so many people have seen through these lies
greedy
with
cunt,
us
though.
and not just used it as another fear point for us. It's one of the problems I have with it today is I think he will help people see through lies, and then he
Wow, I didn't know that
uses it
happened.
to make people scared again for more shit. But it's like,
Norton is,
much
you know,
love to him though for certain elements, but you know what I'm
Norton's a
saying?
sissy,
Like,
dude.
To just let the truth sit. And when I say that time isn't linear, I really believe it isn't. And I can't prove any of it, but there is like, Quantum of Conscience was talking about that, about how there's almost ripples backwards sometimes with major events. You know, he has a theory that a lot of the 9/11 programming came in after 9/11. Like, but it was just like a ripple. When you hear Beethoven and you realize that he's talking to us right now, like there's no time difference. That was like 150 years ago. And it's like, or like 100 years ago. And it's like, no, more than like 150 years ago. And it's like, there's no time has changed. Crazy. When you get Mandela effect, you believe time isn't linear. Yeah. Someone had a funny joke on Fox's stream. Someone was like, you know, I don't think I have been affected by the Mandela effect.
That was such a hack joke.
He's asking, and Eric Gray is yeah.
Yeah, the guy who you stole all your talking points from is
Right.
anti-Christ.
Right. Truth doesn't follow the same laws as time. It really doesn't. It's like truth just sits there, and there's no time does not affect it at all. The Bible has so much prophecy where creation parallels destruction. Right. It's like it's as if certain things have already happened, and then you go back and it's like the whole nothing new under the sun stuff. I don't want to sound like one of those stoner retards that's just like, can I mean? But there's something to it. There's something to it. You know, and there's something to revisiting, because a way to really
It's so
understand
heavy.
your own nature and when and your triggers and all that stuff is rewatch some of the stuff that I guarantee many of you in this chat were telling me that I was stupid and wrong and how dare me, and that why am I attacking patriotism and why am I attacking America and we went to the moon and now you watch it. And
Nobody
like,
says that. Nobody.
laugh.
He's creating straw men.
and that's the ultimate. That's the ultimate slayer of the devil's laughter. Like authentic laughter. You're like, these jokers, they thought, what? Because when it pains you, the devil can still extract from that. It can still suck from it. But like when history is a cycle, not a line. It is, dude. It is. It's a cycle, not a line. And I've seen that in my life. I get it now? Yeah, but use that process to understand how you are right now with other things. Like get a checklist. Like get logic. Understand lies and wizardry and all this stuff and spells. And just look at what you're currently telling me that I'm crazy about and apply what you learned. And I'll just leave it at that. You're making the world a better place. No, but see, this is the thing.
No,
I'm
he's
chipping
not.
away at wizard spells. The world is. It just is. And it's like, once you see it, it's almost like spider webs. Just wrapping around something really beautiful. It's our job just to get rid of the spider webs. I don't get it, but I'm trying to. Well, when you watch that video I just showed you, do you now realize that we didn't go to the moon? If you understand that, you are way ahead of a lot of people. And then once you understand that, and guys, that isn't the biggest lie. Like, that isn't even close. There's lies that people right now that are based and people that they
This guy's such a beta.
They think it just sounds like madness. The sun is not in the center of the solar system. And I know that for a fact. And you can call me crazy, you can demonize me all you want, and you can send me. I've been there. I've been through what you're going through. And once you see it, you laugh. I'm to the point where when I see a spinning globe, I'm like, that's hilarious. It's like, how did they do that? It's like when you finally see a magic trick, you're like, it's the same with like money. If you saw someone like kill a man for money, and you're like, wow, they got away with that. What is the solar system? Exactly. But you know what I'm saying. The Earth does not spin around the sun. I ain't there yet. Oh, good. But just know, like, I'm telling you from the future, you will be. I'm telling you from the future that 100% of the evidence, it's just like the moon landing. It gets to the point where you're like, whoa. Geocentrism is truth. I am controls what is. It's like, I can't even theorize. I'm not going to theorize if whether or not the moon is plasma. I have no idea. But like the heliocentric model, when you look at the history of it, who was part of it, why they did it, how they sold the lie, it triggers people bad. But like, so we don't have to stay in that place. Like you will get there. If you are on a path of chipping away at lies, there's zero evidence that this sun is the center. None. I was shocked at how ready I was to question the moon landing. Yeah, but it's like, and then once you see it, it's a joke. It's a joke. And you don't have to be where I'm at, or like, and it's not like I'm ahead of you, I'm just chipping. There isn't like an ahead thing. It's just when it comes to space, and when it comes to like this stuff, like I focus on it a lot. And there's probably a level where people are like, I can't even believe you ever used your eyes. You know, there's like, but check out Sturgis Studio. Don't you dare throw rocks at the glass. It's just wild. Like, I mean, the video Mountain Bear did, I mean, so much of that arcing in the beginning, it's just right. They will shoot rockets. They go like this and down right into the Bermuda Triangle. That's why the Bermuda Triangle is so demonized, is because there's thousands of rockets in it. Just little FYI. But they'll shoot it, and you can see the path. And like, just like what Mountain Bear was showing, the rocket starts turning, and then it just goes right into the ocean, and people are like, space. You're like, once you see it, you're like, wow. It's like building 7 falling down. It's that crazy. The heliocentric one is even crazier.
Dude, I wish I would have bought into
There's
BTC
more
last
value
week when it dropped to like
that a
6,500.
office
Missed
fire
another
goes down a steel
opportunity.
frame building than there is
Dude,
the sun is at the center.
You're gonna be saying the same shit when it's 50K in May, dude.
It's like this.
May
It's like,
2020, it'll be
when
$50,000. Look up something called
your thumb. And when you
Bitcoin
see it,
Stock
your
to
thumb,
Flow,
you just do an
and
illusion.
read this article on Medium by a guy named Plan
You're just
B.
like, how did I ever believe that was probably your thumb?
ਕੀ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ? Uh-oh, ਕਿੱਥੇ ਵਗ ਗਿਆ?
ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਟੁੱਟ ਗਿਆ ਨਾਲੇ ਤੇ ਹਰੇਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਇਵੇਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਦਿਮਾਗ ਕੀ ਹੈ ਕੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਣ ਕੇ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ
Frankly, I want to have this on more. I have a lot more to talk about. Joe Rogan made a call to YouTube, which is the reason Sam Tripoli's back now. I want to talk about buttering of bread. But now, this is all comedy to people that are awake to this, to the lie.
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਕੱਪ ਬਸ ਸਾਰੇ ਸੈੱਟ ਦੋ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਹੁਣ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਿੱਟਣਾ ਕਿਧਰ
No, it isn't. Everyone's like, but I mean, ta-da! Guys, the sun ain't
ਹੱਥ ਦੇ
in the
ਵਿੱਚ
center.
ਕੰਚ ਵਿੱਚ ਭਰਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਸਰ
The sun isn't 94 million miles away.
ਹਾਂ
It's that dumb.
ਕੱਟ ਲੱਗ ਗਿਆ
ਉਹ ਪਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ
And once
ਸਟਿਲ
you
ਹੈਗਾ
understand that they lied about all of it, like, how do you believe
ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਸੈੱਟ ਦੋ
people think the sun is
ਸਾਰੇ ਸੈੱਟ ਦੋ
It's because of early childhood.
ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਕੋਈ
That's it.
ਬਾਕਸ ਸੀਗਾ ਮੈਂ
And some people can be like, oh,
ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਕੋਈ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਖਿਆਤਾ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਈ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਕੋਈ ਵਧੀਆ ਸਵਾਦ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈ
no, they didn't.
ਲੱਗਦਾ ਵਾ ਜੇ ਸਵਾਲ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਫਿਰ ਧੋ ਲਓ
Like, really look into this
ਮੈਂ
stuff.
ਜਦੋਂ ਧੋ ਦਿਆ ਕਰੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੌਲੀ ਹੌਲੀ ਧੋ ਕੇ ਰੱਖ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਬੰਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੁਣ ਇਹਦੇ ਭਾਂਡਿਆਂ 'ਚ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਦੀਦਾ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਐਨ ਨਾਲ ਵੀ ਉਹ ਕੱਚੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਜਿਹਦੀ ਹੈਗੀ
Assume gravity is a complete
ਉਹ
lie. because it was
ਆਏ
Einstein.
ਲੱਗਿਆ ਕੁਛ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂਗਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਹੱਥ ਵੱਜਿਆ
It's another one
ਕਿ ਮੇਰੇ ਹੱਥ 'ਚ ਵੱਜਿਆ
But I don't know.
yeah
You know, I've also heard people not understand buoyancy. So I don't touch that one a
I'll be
lot.
moving with a buddy of mine next year and living literally rent-free since it's his house, it's paid off,
It's like I remember
nothing
I
but
heard someone
disposable
talking
income
about
really.
how
I'll be buying.
the
Good.
only reason things sink in the air is because
Next
of
year?
density. I'm like, no, you're buoyancy. You know, they still go down, but I don't believe it to be gravity.
That's good though. Anytime you're buying is good.
You can't replicate it, you can't measure it, you can't explain why. Nothing about it makes any sense. And the main pushers of it were Newton and Einstein. So I'm just not into that. I'm more into the electric universe theory is infinitely more understandable, but I don't touch gravity. Gravity is just stuff is heavier than the air. Right, but why would it go down and not up? If there's no like heavier than the air, I don't understand that. Why if it's heavier than the air, why would it just there's still a direction to gravity. You know? But it's not gravity, it's something else. And so this is when a little bit of humility goes a long way. Where you just say, oh yeah, and the apple imagery, you know, is remember the poison what poisoned Snow White? It was the poison apple. What's on every single iPhone? It's a bitten apple. What fell on Newton's head? An apple. What was the Beatles' label called? Apple. What did the snake tempt Eve with in the garden? An apple. It's always an apple. You know, when you see apples
A buddy of mine started
understand
buying
what it
in
is.
like 2011. He has
It's
two
over
houses
over
and
again.
a
That's
Cessna
kind of what I
now.
meant about
Christ,
time. It's
is he
like
still holding?
the apple in the garden, the apple with Newton, the apple
Is he
with
still
Steve
holding, or
Jobs,
did he sell
the
it
apple
all?
who had the apple with the Beatles, the apple with Newton. It's just apple, apple.
It was single digit dollars in 2011.
Calls east of the Rockies. UB, are you taking calls east of the Rockies? I don't know what that means. Begging the Bible does not say apple. What it says, fruit. What do you think it is? You think it was
Scotty, it happened. Some people got that lucky,
fig.
Scotty.
Some people probably think it's a fig. I don't care at all. I think it was an apple. But if you think it's a fig, that's fig and grapes for you. I don't eat bread and butter, literally. Well, my new thing for diet is I only eat between noon and 6. Because I've been wrestling a lot with this stuff. I love my wife's cooking. And I worked really hard to get a wife as great as Amy and to have someone cook for me. Forbidden Banana.
Yeah, he sold some, but he automatically
That's
buys
awesome.
some every month. Him and his wife.
Snow White
Jesus
with
Christ.
skin,
Those are the type of dudes who will be
one bad apple. Not something
like
we need to fight about.
the next generation of Rothschilds.
Big Apple, right? Exactly. Manhattan's the Big Apple.
And I'm
First
glad
Apple computer cost
that guy's
$660.
probably a good
Yeah,
guy if he's your
right.
friend.
I didn't blitz it. I didn't blitz it. It was fruit. What does it matter? That's what I'm saying. I picture it as an apple, but the Bible says that Jesus holds everything together. Fat turns to fat. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Well, the book of Gary says it was an orange, fruit from the tree of knowledge, figs are inverted flowers. Then this is not something I want to talk about. Fruit is a broad word. It could be anything as far as fruit. Right. That's a good point. Maybe it was inverted and called an apple. Might have been a nut. It could have been a kiwi, guys. And I'm really glad that we got. I'm not going to be sarcastic. I don't care if we get to the bottom of this one. Though the Bible doesn't call it an apple, the apple is the accepted archetype of the fruit. Thank you, Overbear. Either way,
Christ.
I was about to tell a story that I now forgot.
Good. Fuck you,
Buoyancy
Owen,
density
you
are not
faggot.
theories. I know they're not theories, MJ Smith.
Well, he's not as tranny as far as...
There is buoyancy and density. I don't know enough to speak on it.
Are you sure?
Are
you sure, Socrates?
That's why I bat 1,000.
As far as you know.
Is because I don't understand gravity, or what it isn't, or I don't understand. There was people at the Flat Earth Convention who were trying to explain to me literally about levitation, and how you can beat
The lottery, yep. I hate it. I hate the lottery.
With
It's the most annoying
electromagnetism,
part about
literally
owning a
float.
convenience
And
store.
I'm like, gravy, and I don't, it hasn't entered my mind properly. Time ripples, that's what I believe too. Oh yeah. So I love my wife's cooking. You know, she makes homemade ice cream from our goats' milk. It's better than anything I've ever had in the store. You know, homemade, it's just, I've worked hard to get a woman like her, and I work hard getting all this food from our place, and I love to eat big. I'm going for seconds. I'm going for thirds. But I also need to lose a little weight and get healthier.
Based
so
in red
I've
pill,
set
you
up
know?
a system. I've done it successfully for the last 3 straight days, where noon is my first meal. When I'm done with the stream, is the first time I eat in the day. I wake up at 5 a.m.
Christ.
First time I eat is noon. I start with a shot of apple cider vinegar, and then a lot of water, some black coffee. And then at 6, I'm done eating. But between noon and 6, I eat the way I want to eat. I'm not gonna not eat. I love the food. Like, I love it. And so, because it tastes like home. It's like made by a woman who loves me based on the food we grow. All bets 1,000 because the truth never moves. Yeah, and I don't really go on a lot of limbs. Like, I'm not
This
like...
guy makes me want to go eat some food at
I have
Costco.
no idea why shit sticks to
Yeah,
here.
Owen just, I don't know what he's talking
So I'm
about.
not going to go on a limb. Amy's food is clean and good. Yeah, I know, but I like a lot of it. BB worked hard to provide space for anywhere she has time to cook amazing meals and focus on being a homemaker. Exactly. Oh, I've been drinking
His chat
alcohol.
fucking disgusts
I
me,
tried
dude.
some of
His
the-
chat makes me want to vomit.
Cava in Spain because I was literally at a vineyard and it was a sample. But other than that, I haven't had a drop of alcohol since the beginning of April. None. Zero beer, zero weight, none of it. So there's no alcohol in my diet whatsoever.
Yeah, right.
Sauce is a great thing. 18-6 intermittent fasting. Yeah, it's good. And I also think it fights potential cancer cells. There's a lot of good arguments.
Yeah,
for
he's a
intermittent
female to male,
fasting.
married to
So I
man.
let my body not. I only, yeah.
You know what,
6 hours
Scotty?
a day is it. So 18 hours a day.
He's got some
my
pretty
body
wide
can just
hips.
do whatever it wants.
I think you're onto something. I actually think Merce's chat might be worse, but they're both fags. Merce's chat, they could be worse.
Oh yeah, some bears like Anchor Bear and everybody, they made Mach 88.8 FM.
The fact that they turned on porcelain like that, dude.
The bears.
The boy?
Adam and Eve were kicked out of the garden. The fruit they ate may not even exist in the world.
Dude, tell porcelain to send you the last Owen Benjamin documentary.
I mean, they say Adam and Eve were like huge. Like the fruit might have been just something we can't even imagine. Like what, you know? Alright, let's go through some stuff. This was on 60 Minutes last night.
I also heard that these monitors, reviewers, sometimes they're beginning to buy the conspiracy theories.
We never went to the moon. Never, ever once.
I've definitely heard about that. And we work really hard with all of our reviewers to make sure that, you know, we're providing the right services for them.
That my buddy from Idaho who runs Veritech, my buddy Brandon who does Veritech Tactical made that. I had it up briefly. Too many people were like, "You're drinking again?" I'm like, the clip was old. But it's really funny that YouTube is now facing a problem that too many people that have been assigned to watch these and monitor and censor are becoming bears. Like literally. Ask definitely not CIA bear. So because in the rest of the interview she went on to talk about how these two babblers were just going on and on about how like they're like, and these conspiracy theorists who says that there's a link between vaccines and autism, and everybody's like, yeah, but there is though. It's just crazy. I just posted a video on my other channel that's on the chopping block. I might just be an optimist, but I have a feeling they're not going to delete my channel. But I did a video about how deleting my channel would be a mistake because it would raise awareness. You know, these people are magicians, and they require a veneer.
This guy thinks he's like
a patina,
the last beacon.
if you will. That they're American and they're not subverting, and that they're not just absolutely disgusting, terrible animals, which they are. And so, when you look at my channel, like I have more live viewers than Ben Shapiro. I get 99%.
He has
thumbs
less than
up
Nick
to
Fuentes,
thumbs down.
though.
He gets 5 times more thumbs downs. He pushes war, perversion, lies. You know, my channel, I'll get letters from, yesterday I got a letter from a teacher in the Bronx who showed one of my videos to like his inner city black kids who like recognize his truth and like help them. Then I'll get like a war vet who's been helped by this channel because of his PTSD.
Just boomer after boomer after
families
boomer.
that just start having kids and young people that are like scared. And it's like this channel helps people. Fact. And that these perverted, subverted, lying war monsters are untouched. And so if they were to nuke my channel and not those other ones, it sends ripples through space-time. It really does. It's like
ripples
because the
through
threat
space-time.
Isn't guns and nuclear bombs and AIDS and quicksand and bird flu and Y2K. It's awareness. Once you know we didn't go to the moon, everything's a joke. And what do we know about the devil? Hate's mockery. So once if YouTube keeps this up, it's helped me. I see a lot of things more quick. Yeah, literally, there's people writing me that they didn't kill themselves. They had children. It's like a fact.
BB, you helped me not kill myself.
You guys see what people write. I talk
BB, I didn't kill myself because of Treehab. Thanks.
I'm a baby because of that stream. I didn't kill myself because it's just like I got off heroin. I stopped watching pornography. Blah blah blah. And Ben Shapiro, his entire goal is to sell you shit in war. And somebody said, the devil LMAO. Did you really just laugh your ass off? because my concept of the devil. The devil's real. He saved my life more than once.
The devil's real, boy.
YouTube is probably GLO. But
Bonjour.
It's like, I want them to do the right thing.
What have I done?
YouTube wants genocide?
It's
I don't
cracking.
think so. I think YouTube is making the same mistake that so many of these
The bottom is cracking.
companies and people make, is they've accepted tyrannical feminism. They're like the feminine, the converge, the
It's
fearful,
okay though, we're
the
gonna
I
melt
have to
the
fix
shit
the
out of it.
world, everybody's coming to get me, all that stuff. It's like, I want them to do the right thing. I want them to stop. Because we have over 7,000 paid subscribers of unauthorized. We get hundreds of thousands of views every
We have
day.
over
We don't
7,000
need
pay
YouTube,
piggies.
But I prefer to be on here as well so that we can reach more people.
Hey,
It's
Q.
more convenient for
What's up,
people
Q?
with apps on their
Big
phone.
Bear Hours,
Has a great
exactly.
chat function. It's just, it's the
Oh, DM him.
marketplace
Ask him to
idea,
send it.
right? I want them to
Damn.
make the right decision. Because look at Sam
Tell him to do a
Tripoli.
private
People
viewing.
being aware. You have to understand this. So Sam Tripoli goes, Rogan was a huge help, man. He contacted YouTube for me and demanded that they give me back my channel, bro.
Look at his eyes. He's so fucking
I will be
freaked
making
out.
a video today explaining what happened.
Pay piggies.
And
Pay
thanking
piggies, dude.
everyone who helped
I'm telling
me.
you.
They were a lot, and I'm truly grateful, bro. Okay, this is why I call this who butters your bread.
Jesus.
The fact that Sam Tripoli, unwittingly, like another dunce, just revealed that Joe Rogan has the ability of calling YouTube and telling them not to kick people off. Do you know how many people have been kicked off YouTube that did not deserve it? How many people's livelihoods have been ruined? How many people have been shamed, demoralized?
Livelihoods ruined.
Just all the truth that has been scrubbed. Do you know how many videos I've tried to find to show you guys? Like yesterday, or a couple days ago, that Indiana Jones clip was nowhere. It used to be everywhere. I had to like hunt and hunt and hunt to find it. They scrubbed truth. So now that people know that Joe Rogan has a hotline to YouTube and he can save Sam Tripoli in
Scrubbed all my
exchange for
truth.
something. Time for Sam to butter
What's up, guys?
his anus.
The grass
It's
gulag.
like the fact Joe Rogan is in with these people, his bread is being buttered by the establishment. It's not even that
What's
he's
up, big
been
guy?
spared or that he's still monetized or that he's featured. It's that he can literally call them and have them give his meth-addicted weirdo buddies their channel back. This doesn't, as someone who had 47 days of in-school suspension in 8th grade, and then was promptly elected class treasurer, and I was made captain of the lacrosse team.
Literally going back to the
These
8th grade.
Actions don't help them. And I know what I just said didn't make a lot of sense. Maybe I'll do a whole stream establishing like what I just meant about 8th grade. But like when the establishment tries to squash you and keeps you down. One time I got 5
This
days
is what
of
we're looking at here.
suspension. You know why? God, there's time is
Something
not
like
linear.
this.
It's so crazy. It might as well have been yesterday.
With the grappler in the
There
thing.
was a solar eclipse, and we weren't allowed to go outside to look at it because we were in the classroom
shit.
learning about pronouns.
Burnt my
Can't
blowhose.
make this shit up. And I just opened the window and put my head out and looked up, and they said, "Oh, what are you doing?" I said, "This is a I never get to see an eclipse. I want to see an eclipse." They said, "You're not allowed to see an eclipse." I go, "Well, that's weird because I just did." And I was like kind of a weird kid. I had like 1 or 2 friends. I played piano all the time, read a lot of books. And they put me in a little corner for 5 days where I wasn't allowed to go to classes and I wasn't allowed to interact with other kids because of my insolence, right? And then it kept happening again and again. And they tried to squash me. And I would still get hundreds on other tests because I was so shockingly under-challenged that it got to the point when my entire school, you can't make this shit up. It got to the point where the entire school, I wasn't getting suspended and put in school suspension and literal isolation, which does damage to your brain. 6 hours a day, no interaction. I was the bad
Getting
kid. I was the
literally
virus.
tortured to
One
death.
of them even said, "What do we do with cancer?" One of the teachers said, "What do we do with cancer? We cut it out so it doesn't spread." And one of the teachers was a drunk. She was always drunk, and she made $80,000 a year because the fake nuclear power plants would pay all that in my town. She was it was nepotism, cousin of somebody that was banging a kid. And she said, she was talking about the McCrackers. And I said, oh, that's actually muckrakers. And she said, no, that's a McCracker. She was drunk. Pervert. And I said, my father actually has his PhD in the McCrackers, the McCracker movement. And she called it rhetoric instead of rhetoric. And I said, no, it's rhetoric. She said, no, it's rhetoric. And so she put me in a corner for 5 days. They invented a whole thing around me just called isolation, because they had to cut out the cancer. That's horrible. Yeah, but the story isn't over yet. They would start
It's worse, guys.
calling me down to the office in lunch. And when they would announce it over the loudspeaker, that's shocking. It isn't. This is public school. It's what they do. I'm not done with the story, Rose. You want to be banned?
You're gonna get
The entire
banned.
lunchroom would start going, oh, wait, oh, wait, oh, wait. And like a conquering gladiator, I would walk down and just be high-fiving everybody. And they'd take me into their office. And it got to the point where they just sat me down. They're like, well, what do you want to do with all this? And basically it meant,
Can't hold them
we're
down.
holding you down, but you keep getting more political power. And it got to the point where I was a pretty good lacrosse player, but they made me captain because I was a vote. I was captain of the lacrosse team. I was becoming popular. And it was because they kept trying to hold me down. Public school just isn't right. I was suspended a lot, right?
Guys, I
It
was
got to
captain of the
point
lacrosse team.
When every assembly we had, they would start an Owen chant. And like the most popular kids, at first it was a joke to them. You know, I was this weird kid. And by the end, it wasn't a joke. And I was one of the most known, most popular kids in my school.
I will
By the
never
end of high
be.
school.
I will never be Owen Benjamin in
And
high
so,
school.
The point I'm trying to make.
Why
is when
even live, dude?
When Sam Tripoli and his butt buddy, comfort boy Joe Rogan here, or the other way around, you were the leader of the Dead Poets Society. Oh, dude, it was
Exactly.
It was crazy. And looking back, I haven't thought about that in
Dude,
years.
it was
but the fact
crazy
that I
how
wanted
much
to
my
see
kid,
the clips,
how much everybody
it's
liked
just
me.
like time is just rippling. And so,
This happened, guys.
come back more powerful than you. It's a fact. Owen pulled a Trump before Trump. Yeah, but that's what it is. But it's because
My
it's
God.
truth.
And his sycophant.
Every time they try and squash you,
Fucking
like right now, Sam Tripoli
yes
thinks
men
he's at top of the
followers.
world. Oh, I got my butt buddy Joe Rogan and my yeah man, he called YouTube, and all it does is discredit them. I remember one of the most popular girls whose mother was a teacher at the school, and she was like, and she ran against me for treasurer. Back then, that kind of stuff mattered, even though I wasn't an actual treasurer. It's just a popularity contest. And I didn't even want to run, but my buddies were like, run. I dismantled her. And it was like, I remember the shock on her face.
Guys,
Like,
I was
now
class
you know,
president in
last
4th
name
grade.
is what it is, and I was a nobody. And I remember that look, because it was just like, but I'm under the dragon's wing. Like, my mom is this, I'm this. I'm like, no, you're not, though. You're not. And I didn't have any spite for her. We actually became friends. But it's like, that's like what this is. It's like,
I actually
I'm back.
banged her.
I got my gold
name was
star
Amy.
again. It's like, you don't want, it's like, be, watch out for who endorses you. You know, it's like,
I came from nowhere. I was popular, but I didn't want to be.
It turns out Jeffrey Epstein's a big Joe Rogan fan. Like, Jeffrey Epstein, like, couldn't get enough Joe Rogan. Like, do you think that helps Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
You know, where it's like,
That'd be based as fuck.
like Barack Obama just can't get enough the bear feed. Do you think that would help me? It would make me look like a shill.
Because you are.
You know, it's like, imagine if it was like Barack Obama was like, this Owen Benjamin, he speaks the truth. You know, it's like when Hillary Clinton was talking about how we all need to be vaccinated, everybody was like, no, we definitely not if she says it. Joe Rogan is such a shill that he has a direct line to YouTube. And so if he wants to, he can keep people off the chopping block. You want to know what that does to dumb Joe? Is now people realize that when their heads are chopped off, he could have stopped them. But he doesn't because of his lowies and his fancies.
Why didn't Rogan help me?
My middle school and high school experiences were so unbelievable now looking back. How I was from a sweet
Rogan
little
could have helped
town,
Ezra
we were
Goldfinkel
facing
Steinberg.
power, horrible winters, depression, bars, Catholic churches, scandals, white poverty.
Jesus Christ.
And it's like out of that,
Socrates
there was
with some
moments
crazy
where
stories
people
in
were
the house.
chanting my name in the cafeteria. And at first it was a joke, but it did not end a joke. Oh, when? Oh, it would go for like 20 minutes. People would bang on their, like everybody would chant. And it was because the establishment was trying to snuff out something that didn't deserve to be snuffed out.
Dumb Joe.
Logos rises. Always.
Logos.
It's just like in Gladiator. When his thumb's like
Logos
this.
rises,
Like,
guys.
Maxim, he has to do this. If he did that, it's his neck. That's why I'm telling YouTube. Watch out, YouTube. That's not a threat. It's not violence. Violence is nothing. Violence is an act of a desperate
YouTube,
man.
I'll go Nassim on you.
No, it's this. I have the people.
You don't want to see Big Bear get mad.
And that's just reality. When there's over 4,000 people here. And there'll be 100,000 more that watch it. And then they'll tell tales of it.
They'll tell their kids. They'll name their kids after this stream.
Yeah, when they did like all the
Logos was a good
elections,
Tangerine
like,
Dream
all the
song, though.
class musical, class
I'll have to
this,
look
class
it
that.
up.
I won half of them in a class of 450.
He left out his dad raping him.
Because it's like, and I wasn't the homecoming king or anything like that. Like I wasn't just like.
That's the next username.
I wasn't what you thought. Like what when you picture.
Amy
like,
reminds
kid in
Owen
high
to
school,
push
you
the
know,
new beer
I
mugs.
wasn't that.
Oh, yeah.
But it was interesting.
Owen, did you forget?
And it
Did
hasn't
you remember to
changed.
tell them about the mugs?
It's like I now look at the rally cries of the Bears and how some of the best and smartest and most talented people.
Guys, Amy needs
have
new
joined my side
Gucci.
and just
She needs
wanna
new
be
Gucci
part of it.
purses. Buy
You know,
these
there's some of
mugs.
you guys I've like tried to send money to, and it's almost insulting. You're like, I'm not here for money. I'm like, but it's been an honor.
I want some of his money.
I was voted best hair, most carefree, most likable, most talkative. I can't remember. There's like two more though. I wasn't voted most musical or funniest.
Yeah, that's about accurate. Because you are neither of those.
The movies get it wrong. Thumbs up means the gladiator had permission to kill his opponent. Thumbs down.
Very
was
petty.
Live. The people want to see blood. You win this round, buddy.
You're banned.
And not to be a part. Yeah, I was voted funniest. Nice. I wasn't voted. I wasn't even considered funny.
It's too much
I
of a
was by the
leader.
end.
It's too much of a leader to be funny.
The jokes took a while for people to get. You know, I wasn't
Best
joking,
hair.
and I think that's what made it so funny.
Or like
at
Greaser's
first,
hair.
people were like, who's this guy? And by the end, they're like, I get the joke now, and it's insanely funny.
This guy's gonna stand up for tranny
I was
kids.
best hair. You're incorrigible. Was BB 6'5" in high school? I was 6'4" my senior year. The junior year, 6'4". Remember, I was 6'4", 200 pounds. That's what it said on my lacrosse recruiting stats. I was voted most likely to marry an Asian. Whoa, you guys had that? That's hilarious. Most likely to marry an Asian, it's just some weird pervert. It was like,
That'd be the
Alright,
entire
so
chat.
anyways,
My entire
these
chat
stories.
would be most likely to
Amazon has
marry an
pulled
Asian.
Auschwitz-inspired Christmas tree ornaments and other products after the items sparked outrage on social media.
Damn,
know
I
why
want
they're
some
outraged, because
Auschwitz
one of the
Christmas
Amazon,
ornaments.
one of the Amazon warehouses, 9 gay guys died in a rollerblading accident, and everybody's really sad. Speaking of, here we have Italian town says no to Holocaust memorial, calling it divisive from the Jerusalem Post. 1 month later,
Anti-Semites.
same post. Israel
Oh,
should not
Kamala
recognize
dropped
the
out?
Holodomor as genocide.
Fuck! I was gonna vote for her.
Okay, we now see the hypocrisy, and we now see the obvious ridiculous nature of it. But let's take it another step further. How about nobody obsesses about genocides? How about people just start living their life again? How's that sound? Because we can easily go, like, I'll show you some more, I'll show you Charlie Kirk hypocrisy, and it's funny, you know, I enjoy it. But how about we take another step and say, how about we stop doing the
This will be a
memorials for
yarmulke.
genocides? Because it keeps people in a low vibration of victimhood. is the Holodomor?
What is the Holodomor?
That
These
were
boomers.
Bolsheviks, and their grandchildren now own YouTube and Google. You don't think I know where you guys come from, Bryn? The grandchildren of the main Bolsheviks in the USSR now own 23andMe, Google, and YouTube. By the way, they're literally grandchildren of them. Just a little FYI, and if you want to see their how closely related they are, here we go. Sergey Brin, co-founder of Google, president of Alphabet, net worth $49.5 billion. Anne Wojcicki, co-founder of 23andMe, net worth $1 billion, married to Brin, and her sister, CEO of YouTube, net worth $410 million. Censorship, DNA database, all information, right? They're all the grandchildren of the Bolsheviks. That their people starved a bunch of Ukrainians in a genocide where millions died called the Holodomor. That people aren't allowed to talk about because the people who did it own Google, your genetic history, and YouTube. But one thing we can all take away from this
based and
image here
red pilled.
is that even if you're worth
That'd be
$50
Crime Bear
billion,
confirmed.
if you're part of that world, you
Welcome,
still have to
right
marry
wing
a
cyber
black
shogun, aka Hate
that
Crime
chick
Bear.
is gross. And I say chick loosely. It's like Sergey Brin. So billion. That was a Q post. Yeah, but it's open knowledge. I mean, it's good for Q for posting that. That's awesome. Brin married a young Asian. No, Brin is married to that woman. I've known about that for a while. That's why I've never submitted my 23andMe stuff. That's why when
He's literally Q posting. He's just
and the milkers were like,
he's just getting Q posts and repeating them like he freaking discovered it.
You're gonna give all of your genetic information to that butt plug? Do you know who their grandparents were? It's unreal. Owen, what's the siren they make Israelis listen to daily called? I don't know if it's daily, but they have a thing where they make everyone stand for 6 minutes to think about the rollerbladers.
6 minutes.
Q didn't post it for it's not a competition with Q. Any true information that gets out, the only thing I get possessive over are my jokes that I wrote that are somewhat long.
Dude, he's definitely ripping off Q. He's ripping off Q.
Info is just
They're
info.
all CIA shills.
You know, like, Ty doesn't care that I posted this. Like, Ty posted this. The best way to drive out the devil, if ye will not yield to text of scripture, is to jeer and flout him, for he cannot bear scorn.
Scotty, that is
imagine
way
someone
too
being
heavy
like,
and dark.
You stole that from Ty. He posted it first. It's like, that's the beginning of the screw tape letters, and it's also true.
Yeah, Wasp. I agree with
Ty
Wasp.
is just very happy more people know what's true.
Easy with the anti-Semite stuff.
Like, I am not remotely possessive of truth getting out. The only thing that I get possessive of are my specific jokes, and I'm even starting to get not that possessive about it. Because I can't even tour in comedy clubs anymore, so it doesn't even matter. Back in the day, I would be really possessive of jokes. Like, this is my joke, and some people don't understand that, but it's like that's what people would pay me to see me tell. It was like my product. And so when someone just steals it, then people will say that I stole my own jokes, which is humiliating and stupid and would cost me money and status. Now that they took it anyway,
It would cost
it's
me
like,
money.
When I see people tell my jokes, I truly laugh. Jimmy Fallon stole your bit last night? Which one? One of the best videos Owen ever made was
He so
Why
cares.
I Left. Yeah, that's the one I did
which
also
one?
for PragerU, and they took it down when they realized that I was not playing ball with the agenda. What was the Jimmy Fallon joke?
What was the
I used
bit,
to tour with
guys?
Jimmy Fallon, so,
Tell me, guys.
there's a really good chance that was stolen. He knows all my jokes. He knows all my old jokes. Ty and Owen sitting in a tree. Great AAV. That's pretty funny. It was your livelihood. You would not be upset. Right. But a lot of people don't understand it. That was a joke thief. I'm not making these claims. It's just in a chat. Stephen Colbert was mocking Trump. Why are their hats so small? I don't know what that means. It's like if you write a song. Exactly.
You're a grabbler, dude. This guy's a grabbler.
Rosenberg was an affair. Yeah. And I guarantee Rosenberg Rosenberg wasn't a looker. And that's the thing that always blows my mind is you have these like the CEO of Amazon, the CEO of Google, and the CEO of eBay, and they all look like pedos, and they all end up with butt plugs. They end up with some of the ugliest women I've ever seen. It's like, you know, red-blooded American men or European or wherever you guys are listening to this. We can't do
Pajit.
delivery. At this point,
Pajit-blooded.
they just picked at my bones. They won't even let me be in a comedy club. So like, what's the point? It's might as well have someone listen to it. I'm doing fine. Unauthorized.tv. Become a subscriber. It's crushing.
It's crushing.
What was I just talking about? Oh yeah, people like most men are like they'd be envious of someone with a lot of stuff or a big
Owen's
house or
useful
something.
because he
They're like,
mixes in real
imagine the
info
woman
with
they
misinformation to discredit everything. Exactly. Socrates hit
compare
it.
my wife to certain.
He's ripping off me. It's true. I did see
It's
him
just like,
repost some
what are
Q
they
stuff.
even working for? So you get because men don't really care that much
Sobi
about stuff.
Externovich
Like,
to all
women
those
care about
guys
stuff.
too. Yep. It's
Because
the
it
chai
equates
comms,
to- it's very primal.
not
They think
these.
if you
It's the
have
chai
more
comms,
wealth and
Goy,
stuff,
not
your
these
kids will
subversive
survive, right? So
Zionists
it's
that are
like-
cramming diversity down your
So
throat.
it's like when you have a guy that's that rich and powerful, and you just end
I'm
up
gonna draw
with
the
just a chick that's like, oh, it's like,
Star
what?
David on
What's
this
the
now.
point then? Like, what was the point of any of it? First you get the money, then you get the sodomy, then you get the man wife. Yo, Chuck Schumer's wife is one of the ugliest human beings I've ever seen. Exactly. What are they working for? I don't know. Men with pretty wives don't get jealous of men with not pretty wives. It's a fact. And it's not like they have to be like, I'm not judging your wives. And ladies, relax. I'm not just, but like, let's look at Chuck Schumer's wife. You have to understand what I'm saying here. Chuck Schumer wife. I don't, it has to just be an addiction or like, this is just, it's just crazy.
It's a tranny.
It really is just serving demons. Because what would motivate a guy like Chuck Schumer? Chuck Schumer is one of the most powerful men in America. He's a very, very powerful senator. That's his wife. Like, that's Martin Short.
Pretty hot.
Like, that's... Like, Chuck Schumer is a better looking woman. Just look at it, guys. Like, that's... So why do you get up every day and you go to the Senate floor and you fight and claw and, you know, you rob and steal and commit all these heinous acts to just... It's so gross. Why did Schumer marry... And that's why when people are like, oh, eugenics, they're trying to make it so you don't have kids, mother... No, I don't think that's the case at all. I don't think these people have a concept of healthy kid. Like, they don't... They're not operating on the same game plan as the average man. Like, this woman, and I use that word loosely, is uglier than all of your wives watching it. How many people are watching right now? There's 4,186 people watching right now. I guarantee you right now, Jesus is growing. Oh, I know. I guarantee you right now that she is uglier than anybody here's wife. And I'm talking about people that are...
I'm talking about my viewers.
Hierarchy,
My viewers who are ugly as shit.
people without a wife have a more attractive wife. Because if zero is higher than that. Look at the hands. So why work? Like, why...
Owen
like,
is
what are
attracted
you
to
growing?
Schumer, confirmed,
Like, your
exactly.
kids are going to be just dumpster trash. I'm no good looking, but man, that's hard on the eyes. Dude, it's shocking. I'm not talking about, like, what the modeling world and the advertisements and what pop culture says a woman should look like. That's not what I mean. And that's what a lot of homosexuals want women to look like. I'm not putting on these false beauty standards. Women should look like women. And that's all there is to it. But, like, that's crazy what we just looked at. I'm prettier than her and I have a full beard. I believe it. Look at the neck on it. Oh, it's nuts. I'd sooner MGTOW. The only argument for MGTOW that I've heard that I agree with is if all women looked like that. I wouldn't have an ability to procreate.
His dad would.
Consumer married Tony Little. Downey, maybe? I don't know. I mean, what is it? Like, what? Are they just not? That's incest? It's. My guess is it's about wealth management. Like, okay, this is why never, ever, 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 ever envy these people. That's why I don't even hate them. I don't hate the people who run Google and YouTube. I think they're living tragic lives. Like, look at this. Look at how obsessed with power they are. Let's take a look at this again. Okay, so you have Sergey Brin, Anne Wojcicki, and Susan Wojcicki. They're all married or sisters or in the
Ja,
same
det men nog ganska det.
DNA pool. They're like these
Ja, men för
OCD
bredet så fallen
bloodline.
är det eländigt.
They're like pharaohs, where they have to stay in their little group to keep power. Their grandparents were the Bolsheviks. So they end up, they can't marry for love, they can't marry for attraction, they can't marry for anything outside of wealth management and power acquisition. That's it. And there's some attractive Jewish women. You know, it's like, even if it's just about keeping your Jewish heritage, there's plenty of attractive Jewish women. But yet they pick the plugs, the butt plugs. It's just insane. Maybe his marriage is about power. Yeah, exactly. He wants to own her. No. Because if it was about owning a woman, you wouldn't marry a woman that's worth $400 million. Like, she's worth more money than all of us here combined and will ever have. And there's probably some wealthy bears in here. $400 million is an insane amount of money. If you actually want to be
It's gonna be like 4 Bitcoin eventually.
That's not what you wouldn't marry somebody that is the CEO of a giant company. Israeli girls are sexy. There's attractive women in Israel. That sounds like hell on earth.
Dolev is one of them.
Insane. Plot twister, both Gillian Anderson. I don't know what that means. Time is a flat circle. I like where your head's at, Sophie Chicken. Just don't get married. No, get married. Don't be a fag. It's worth a lot of camels. My soul is worth more than that heat. Yes. Access to power, wealth, and resources. Yeah. But just imagine how you wouldn't trade anything for that. There's a reason they're worth so much money. It isn't because of merit. It's not like the smartest dude got to go to Yale and worked his way up at a law firm. It's about marriage. It's about blood. It's about blood. When I found out who these people are related to, it all clicked. Sergey Brin didn't just have the best, search engine. What happened to Alta Vista, Netscape, all that stuff? Someone killed, Ask Jeeves was asking too many questions. It's about blood. Like, these people are just royalty in a different form. They marry each other and they create these social contracts through breeding that they get more wealth and power. That's how they get so wealthy and so powerful. What do they give up for that? Everything. They don't get to have anything good. Like, who would do that? Family connections creates opportunity within the machine. Right, exactly. I miss SG's. SG's got two bullets in the back of the head. They call it suicide. That's why it's like, envy is such an easy one to kick. Envy is one of those sins that I find it completely easy to kick, because it's like, what are you envious of with that? Like, extreme wealth comes at an insane price. If I had envy, it would be like someone with like 10 kids. Like a farm. Like, that's where it wouldn't be called envy, that would be called admiration. They give up their claim to their souls. Some seem to marry normal people early, then those spouses get killed, die, then they remarry into the elite. That's so twisted. Can you imagine losing someone you love like that? That's why they either are incapable of love, or they just paid so many prices and taken so many tickets that their life just must be hell. Just hell. Envy is a fear-based emotion. Interesting, so blessed, Greg. 10 kids with the same spouse. Obviously. Look at the color of my skin, guys. We all know what's when I say 10 kids, it's assumed. I don't mean 10 different women. Bike thieves. No, how dare you. Do you know how these people view black people? Look at how they view their own bloodlines. Like, they loathe us commoners. Like, I'd be considered the unwashed masses. I would be, these bloodline people, someone like me and my family would be seen as the profane. Even though I have a higher IQ, I'm taller, I'm better looking, my wife's better looking, my children are healthier, better people, I have a better life, less stress, they'd still be like, ugh. Right? Imagine how they see blacks. I actually know how they see blacks. It's so bad. It's so bad. If you find Jeeves, you'll find Epstein. That's hilarious. Read out empathy, most bloodline groups. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, the real cattle, the real, the ultimate farming is human farming. So many groups seem to have been bred to do it now. Like us Caucasians, it really feels like we were bred to farm. I feel the most comfortable when I'm doing labor in the field. And just having a good time and making babies. I really think that that's one reason why I've experienced so much joy in the last couple of years. Is I think my bloodline was bred to work in a field and create food. I don't know, but that's just a feeling. I don't know what that even means. But now that I've been breeding my goats. Gracie just had a run with Chad, and when you're like a goat shepherd like me, you start realizing you really are just breeding them. Like you're looking at them and you're thinking of attributes and you're making them feel happy and content in their farmhouse and all that. And I'm just like, did they do that to us? Like, are we goats to them? And I think the answer is yes. Chappelle once joked that a man would live in a cardboard box if it wasn't for women. Yeah. I'm surprised he didn't steal that one from me. Chad's a beta male? No, he is not. My other goat is named Nick Fuentes. He's the beta. He's castrated. He's just ankle bites. So it's Chad and Nick Fuentes are my two male goats. And I have Gary the goat. He's my buddy. You probably have a natural instinct for it from your ancestors. Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't mean like bread. I just mean like the spirit world. You know, demons and angels. It's like, I don't know. I'm just talking. This is why I probably should think about things before I talk about them. I don't mean like bread. Like that you actually have. But I think that there's other levels of existence that we can't see that are just pushing things. Fuentes de leche? Yeah. I would be an awesome homeless guy if I didn't have a family. I think we all would. You know, because they can't live without us. Who's they? Like, I don't consider these people
Hey, Mom, no gun कर देंगे.
Well, let's take a look at them again. I don't think this is the top of the food chain. Look at these people.
Onu dog geri kaldı.
Like, is that they? I used to hang out with some of these type of people, and they're not they. I can't explain it. It's just, this isn't the top of anything. Sergey Brin, if you saw a day in his life, you wouldn't trade your life for his in a million years. You treat your goats well, and their affection for you as the shepherd proves it. Yes, I treat all my animals very well. It's the responsibility of man. That's why when people give me shit when they're like, oh, you're cold, you're not a vegan like me, you hate animals. I love animals. I treat them great. To the point where my goats, so many people wrote to me yesterday, they're like, because on my other channel I did it was called Sunrise, where I just showed Ursa Manor, and then I sat in the goat barn and, you know, just hung out with the goats for a while, and they were very affectionate to me. And a lot of people are like, How did you get your goats to be like that? My goats just like headbutt me and just like try to escape. I'm like, I treat them well. Judge a man on how he treats his pets.
This guy fucking beats the shit out of his dog.
Alright, what else do I have for you guys? Oh, shout out to Shaniqua O'Toole. Shaniqua O'Toole was just taken off Twitter. Shaniqua O'Toole was taken off Twitter because Shaniqua is not really Shaniqua O'Toole. And Twitter has new terms of use. I actually got to hang with Shaniqua O'Toole in Belfast, Ireland. Great human being. And trolled so well that was quoted in The Guardian as an actual black woman activist with the name Shaniqua O'Toole. Great human being, and I'm
It's not a really unbelievable name.
Much love, Shaniqua. One of the first bears. Shaniqua's been with us since we were like 50 people on a live stream, and proud to know Shaniqua. So Shaniqua has fallen, but is not out. Shaniqua's crushed. Shaniqua can't send tweets no more. Yeah, so talented at what Shaniqua does. Like, brilliant. Like, stayed in character so perfectly that, you know, they overlooked O'Toole. Like, who would think someone could possibly be named Shaniqua O'Toole?
No one. I mean, everyone.
I mean, that's just... And I got to spend some real time, in real life, in Belfast, Ireland. I'm not even going to say anything more about old Shaniqua.
But we fucked.
Because part of the legacy is just not knowing anything. But hilarious. Those were fun days. Oh yeah, Shaniqua O'Toole's a crusher. And Shaniqua O'Toole knows a lot about a lot. Oh, and bike update? Wouldn't you like to know, Discipline Bear? I bet you're a bike thief, aren't you? Let me see your 23andMe. What's your 23andMe?
Wow, nice fucking audio control, you
Guardian
fucking
can overlook
moron.
the O'Toole. It's unreal. Because of how many followers Shaniqua had and how many retweets Shaniqua would get, activists, they, them, joined January 2000. 101 following, 15,800 followers. They're so thirsty for it that they overlook that Shaniqua is named Shaniqua O'Toole. They're like, oh, it checks out because Shaniqua's saying exactly what we need about toxic masculinity and white privilege, and it was brilliant. Brilliant. It was even more than being a troll, though. It was like
She's like
the
his
next
personal
level. It was like
Trollita.
art. Just watching it over the years. It's truly an art form. Yeah. They're obsessed with blood. It's been very, yeah, they're obsessed with blood. I haven't had any food yet today.
Gotta head out. See you later, big guys. Later,
Recent days,
later,
I only eat
Socrates.
between noon and 6.
That was like a minute
My
ago.
first name is Diane. Where's your bike?
Black Irish. He bans people so much they're afraid of telling him to shower.
Best trolls are
That's
here.
funny,
Yeah, and
Scotty.
best trolls stay in it. They think in terms of, like, they've done the character development. Where it's like, how would this person react? And they also know how to feed the mark what they want to hear so that the mark overlooks a bunch of stuff. You know, it's like the left-wing media was so thirsty for the things that Shaniqua was saying that they kept quoting someone named Shaniqua O'Toole. The long troll. Shaniqua would be doing it today. Like, Shaniqua was not slowing down. Your face seems like it's starting to swim in the last few days. Thank you.
You're now banned?
Always good. Always good to hear from you. See that? I'm a frontline meme soldier. Good for you. Trolling is undercover put. Coffee is drink. What does that mean? Coffee is all you need till 12. Thanks for all you do. Yeah, I don't even put goat milk in. And a shot of apple cider. What key is... Let's watch Mountain Bears thing again. Then I'll read some letters. I want to play along with it. I love this song. Oh, and you guys want to see... So Joe Rogan, Joe the Toe, kept Sam Tripoli out of being kicked off YouTube, as I discussed earlier, but for those of you just joining, it shows that Rogan has the ability of keeping people from being kicked off things. Don't you, Joe? The toe. Anyway, but now Sam owes Joe.
What a hack.
What does Sam owe Joe? Well, let's look back to another Mountain Bear masterpiece, and we'll see. This is the last conversation Joe Rogan had with Steven Crowder.
Steven Crowder, who's from Louder with Crowder, is internet show, and we were talking before the podcast started about what if there was a place where guys
Can't listen to this,
would
Jew. I don't
go
blame you, Brett Favre.
and guys would jerk them off. Unless your penis gets big enough. Okay, I got a little springy there. Yeah, a little springy. Once you commit to doing something gay, just get it done, son. Like, I'll show you gay. Some men like dick. I get it. I always wanted to smoke dick as hard as a rock. All you're thinking about is the pipe. So again, when you do it, oh gosh, that's not hard. It makes me nervous. If you know how to operate a microphone, you can figure that out. I don't think I've done a stellar job of that today. I'm a faggot. Pack it in there. But you look like you slide right in like a glove, buddy. Like, I had a buddy of mine did it to me once. He got on top.
Is this Owen Benjamin's
he got
dad
on top
talking?
Of me, mounted me, and he was essentially fucking my ass. When I talk gay Mexican dick, like Mexicans like Oscar de la Hoya. You know, it was like this beautiful looking, European looking man. Like beautiful, like cutie, little handsome fella. But he's a cute looking guy. Like he could be like the sweet next door neighbor. Yeah. Maybe even the gay neighbor. Like it wasn't a gay thing. I liked it. Why you relax? Can I get you a drink? Do you drink? Was that like emoji poppers? Poppers. Apparently, a lot of powerlifters would do those before butt sex. Cock stuffed into your ass. If you went out and had unprotected butt sex after listening to the Joe Rogan Experience, people don't want to say it's fun for some reason. I don't understand that. Like, it is fun. Why deny that it's fun? It was a lot of fun, man. Thank you very much. If you're in town, we'll do it again, for sure. 100%. S. Crowder on Twitter, right? Yeah. Your sexy butt.
So fucking cringe, dude.
Alright, so that guy doesn't get kicked off YouTube, and he has a direct line to YouTube where he can decide, with the help of two grandchildren of Bolsheviks, who gets sent to the Gulag. So, on December 10th, I hope YouTube doesn't kick me out, but if they do, it will raise awareness, and it will lower their stock. It'll lower their, people will trust them less, and they will grow to despise them, much like Blockbuster. Blockbuster Video is despised. Alright, so now let's watch something
No, they're not.
that Mountain Bear, the same guy
Nobody
who did
despises
that, made
Blockbuster.
this. That's why it's like, people that can be that funny can also make really beautiful things. It's bizarre. As someone who does that. Alright, here we go, check this out.
Now, one thing, you have a theory about the moon, and we expect to be able to get observable facts about the moon fairly soon. What is your theory?
Well, it is by now rather more than a theory. 10 or 11 years ago, I stated to various scientists that the moon is not a piece of rock, but it is plasma phenomenon, cosmic plasma, and that this fact will eventually be confirmed. I made certain predictions which were already confirmed in 1958, and the situation now is coming close to a complete confirmation.
The Americans and Russians are thinking of landing men on it.
Well, that will never happen, not on the moon.
We gotta go inside. Alright guys, we'll be back. I gotta change the name of this. I gotta go eat.